Hey guys, Ali here with another Walker's Quest episode where I'm making a deck based on a series of quests and a theme. The quests that are the quests that are available. Sorry, my bad. Hey everyone, Ali here with another Walker's Quest episode where I make a deck based on a theme to do with the daily quests. The weekly quests are still Bring Out Your Dead. The daily quests are Champion of the Glacial Fortress, win 2 games where I cast a white or blue spell, Champion of the Rootbound Crag, win 2 games where I cast a red or green spell, and Jolas, win 2 matched versus battles. The deck I'll be using today is called Eldrazi Rise. This is basically a green-blue ramp deck that brings out Eldrazi cards. So you can see we got some nice cheap Eldrazi to begin with. Mist Intruder, just a 1/2 fly with Ingest. We've got Clutch of the Currents and Disperse for a bit of control. Nissa is in there more to gain some land, and then when we flip her, she actually can help us gain a few extra cards a lot faster. Spell Shrivel's in there for a bit of control as well, and Natural Aggression, again, control. Nissa's Pilgrimage and Explosive Vegetation to accelerate the lands out. And we've got Ulamog's Despoiler, Room Processor, a lot of big Eldrazi cards. I haven't used wastes in this deck because none of the cards I have in this deck require wastes, so kind of not really seeing much point in putting them in there. So we'll see how well this goes. I'm not predicting a heck of a lot. I'm hoping that we get the lands out as quickly as possible, and then we can start dropping some very, very big Eldrazi onto the field. Alright, game number 1. Let's have a look and see how we go here. Seems to be taking its time in loading. Some of the names. Right, so we're going second. Oof. No. It's a little bit easier to stomach. Yeah, the previous one, while I had a lot of land, and normally I would probably hold that, the big issue is I had a lot of big cards and I was unable to play them. We'll play on stream. Hopefully we can get a bit more mana out and utilise some of these cards. We've got a little bit of control to begin with. Top 3 cards. Hang on. Top 3 cards to hand. No. Okay. Hang on. What does he flip into? What we'll do. We'll let it flip. We will. Oh, see, that's a sorcery. I could drop it now, or I could let it flip and bounce it back. No. I'd love to use the Awaken cost, but unfortunately, I don't have any lands. So hopefully, if I pick up another forest, I'll be able to, or another land, I'll be able to drop Nissa down and then pull out some more lands. Yeah, we really need right now is yeah, I think we're a bit mana screwed, which is not good. I think I'm gonna have to. Jeez. Yep. We'll send that back. Yeah. Unless I can pull out another couple of lands, we're stuffed. The bright side, we're forcing him to consistently play that, which has been pretty good. But yeah, smart move actually, because if I bounce that, yes, excellent. We'll drop, play Nissa, pull out a bit of more land. Now we're back in control. Now hopefully we'll end up in control of this. Right. And we've got a good set of instants that we can utilize as well. Spell Shrivel should keep him under control. I also have Disperse available. I'm going to have to let whatever comes through. I don't quite want to lose Nissa yet. Yep. Right, we'll play Forest down. I can emerge it of the Horrid Swarm, but I'm going to sit there. That will probably end up... Unfortunately, it's going to flip. However, what I'll do is I'll disperse it, and then if he tries to play it again, I'll counter... drop a counter spell. At least that's what I'm hoping I'll be able to do. It's unlikely to be able to happen. Actually, exactly how I'm going to play this one out. Disperse. He'll probably drop it back down. Okay, I can't Spell Shrivel, which is a bit of a shame. I'd love to be able to Spell Shrivel that as well. It's actually going to work in my favour a little bit. No, we'll grab some lands out. And we have room for a Disperse next turn as well. So, skip attack. So I have a feeling I know what move he'll do. I'm going to take my... Yeah, so I figured he'd end up putting the Slayer Plate there. I think we'll just take the 5 damage from that and bounce his 4/4. Bounce the 4/4. Oh, we could have actually bounced the Slayer Plate and taken out his thing actually. Oh well. We'll skip. So that comes back into play. Big surprise. So we've had quite a bit of control for the time being. Right. Nissa's going to flip. Let's put the legendary elemental. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or I'll merge it for its whole... okay, hang on. Cancel that actually. I was hoping to actually emerge that without having to sacrifice anything. What we'll do, play the runes. No, I can't do it, but we'll put the rune processor in play. Now I've got a good front line to defend me with. So now I'm in a position where I have a front line defending me, and we should be able to shift a few cards around. I'm hoping gets +3/+3, and his trample. Okay. He'll probably target Nissa if he... actually... Yeah. I figured he'd target Nissa. Okay, whatever. Doesn't really matter too much. I'll just take out his 5/3. It's not really that big a deal. Right. What I might do is actually... see, I want to drop the explosive vegetation, but I'm actually thinking what might be the better option is to... I can disperse it, but I want to be able to spell shrivel as well. Mind you, that gives me one turn in which I can stall. Actually, we'll go for the explosive vegetation. Let's get those out. And we'll end there. So what I'll do is bounce that. Unfortunately, I can't spell shrivel it. I'd love to do the spell shrivel, but that is actually slightly better play. Let's disperse. Take 5 damage. Actually, that was my bad. What I should have done was taken out his 5/3 fly, because I don't have anything to block that. That was an error on my part. Yeah, that was me not paying attention to what I've actually got. So we'll just drop down the of the Horrid Swarm. Yeah, yeah, I should have bounced that back. It sort of would have been a loss anyway. So yeah, a little bit of minor stuff up at the beginning, so it's wasn't good, but yeah, we'll see how we go. Another game. We know we can stall. It's just actually maintaining that stall is the issue. Alright, game number 2. I'm predicting red, maybe black in there as well, green. Okay, so we're kicking off. Yeah, we'll keep that. Open out with Lumbering Falls. That gives me more minor options next turn. That means we're not going to delay anything later on. Black is definitely the colour of this choice. I'm predicting red in there as well. Let's go Forest and drop a Mist Intruder. Right. Might be mono black. Right. We will drop land. We'll swing out with the intruder. So we can bait out, which I don't think we're going to bait anything out of this one. Yep. He has to exile. And we'll use Nissa to get some more land out. So that's what we want. We want land. Grab a forest. And we'll sit down. So it looks like he's mono black. He'll be a sacrificing his creatures sort of scenario. Yeah, okay. I think we can handle that. Right, yeah, we've got some good cards for knocking out what we don't want, so we'll just go forest. Like we'll just yeah, we'll just attack the ball. I'm not too worried about Nissa. He hasn't got any means of actually killing her, so it's safe to attack with her. There we go. So that's nice 3 damage on the table, and he loses another card. I think we'll end there because I can, if I need to, drop the Unnatural Aggression or the Disperse. Okay, we have an enemy with Death Touch. No, let's get that go through. It's like 1 damage, not too much of a worry. Alright. So we're going to be able to use Ulamog's Despoiler. I'm going to drop the forest. And what we'll do is we will attack with the intruder and finish up there. So we've got a whole lot of options that we can use to eliminate those cards. I think we'll just end that there. So yeah, we've got quite a few options to eliminate those cards. I'm not too overly concerned about them. We can bounce the Marauder, we can again, not too concerned. He hasn't got anything in his graveyard yet. Probably swings with the Connoisseur. I'll block, because if he sacrifices, which I predict him to do, through, and I'm going to say disperse. He doesn't have anything to stop that. He's not going to be able to play it back down, so I actually was quite good. That was very, very well played on my part. Okay, so we'll drop that. I'm gonna drop Ulamog. Well, first off, first move we've got to do. We actually want to attack first, which I'm not really worried. He's not going to be able to bait out anything. Still slowly whittling his deck down, and then we'll play Ulamog's Despoiler. Now, unfortunately, that yes, we do want to do it. Land. Oh, put 2. The arsonist. Unfortunately, the despoiler could be a target, so we might have to do a little bit of bouncing around or force. Okay, so he's left. No, we'll continue playing. We'll finish this up. Yeah, so that's come out. That's actually going to be quite big now. Play Woodland Stream. Nissa now flips. I'm gonna play Asher, and then I'm going to force Asher to fight. And then we'll attack with all. So, yeah, that's quite... Yeah, so now we're just basically forcing him to block. And slowly walking his library away. We can probably turn the game around very, very quickly. We'll use... Yeah, we're actually in a pretty good spot now. Connoisseur comes out. The Connoisseur is probably going to end up being used as a chump blocker. We'll go build a top card. If it's a land, yay! The decisions that now have to be made. We'll play the Intruder because I want to keep this Spell Shrivel ready to go. I can awaken if I wanted to, but I think the smart move is to hold on to Clutch of Currents, swing with those. If we need to, we can Clutch of Currents with the Awaken, maybe in another turn. Yeah, so this is now just a stalling tactic, which I don't think the AI will be able to keep that up. So basically I left my mana as it is so I can play a Spell Shrivel because that's going to do a lot of damage. So we'll now Spell Shrivel. We'll turn that into a land and finish up the game. So I think it's fair to go turn it into a land. And we say that is GG. So that was basically he got a bit mana screwed, and he lacked any real control to deal with me. So it's probably a bit even ground on that. But anyway. Alright, game number 3. How are we going for this one? Interesting. Right. Nah. That's a little bit easier to stomach. Still not that great, but it's a little bit easier to use. So I'll play Lumbering Falls. Out with that. So hopefully we can pick up a couple more lands. Force those out. Black White. I think it's Black White Humans. It's been... I've seen a few Black White Humans around, but not this is looking pretty mediocre. So we're going to be able to get out the mist intruders and maybe drop a few dispersers for a bit of control, but until we get more land, we are really stuffed. Yeah, give them indestructible, not that it really matters at that time. So we'll be able to play the Mist Intruder, which might help us hurt him a little bit. I think we'll play the Mist Intruder. The reason I want to get that out is that way I can start chipping away at his life and maybe force him to drop some cards now. Hopefully he might drop a few cards. That would be a threat to my bigger cards. Fortunately, unless I get another land, I'm sort of a bit in the mana stuffed department. Well played, sir. Very well played. Yes, that was, that is going to force me. I'd love to get another Mist Intruder out on play, but I think... yeah, we're mana screwed big time here. It's going to be the best move. And at least we can do some damage to his library. Unfortunately, yeah, I see this game being a loss simply because we're not getting any lands. We just need one more land and we can drop a Mrs. Pilgrimage down and we get land cycling through reasonably well. But I'm also playing catch up on the life totals. I need something big down. Maybe like the Desolation Twin would be great. There we go, that's what we've been wanting. So the best option is that I'm gonna... So I'll swing out, and I'm just gonna have to take 4 damage next turn, but what I'll do is I'll drop Mrs. Pilgrimage down and start getting some land out. That's the primary concern, is not having land. So I think that's... yeah, that's going to be the best option. Get the lands out, get the lands in my hand. I mean, if we need to, we can use... If we need to, we can turn that into a land and use it as a defender. So get one more land down and use that as a defender, which actually might work reasonably well. Yeah, I think that might be the way to go for the time being. So what we'll do, drop the forest, and we'll leave that ready to as a defender. I think that's going to be the best option, is we utilize that as a defender for a wee while. So... I'd love to drop the explosive vegetation, but right now I'm needing... Yep. And we can always balance one of those later. I think he's the... I'll be interested to see if he sees what I'm doing. Sacrifices, Evolving Wilds, put say land in play. I think he'll try and flip those over at the same time and overwhelm me. first. Defend. So we're going to be playing defense at the moment. I have 5 lands. Actually, I hate you. There's 6 mana available. What I might have to do here is actually, let's put in another Mist Intruder. So what we're going to do here is let those flip and bounce them. We're going to let those bounce. We're going to bounce those next when they flip. So he's forced to play them again. And we'll end there. So they're going to flip this turn. But before he gets to use their abilities, so he's going to make something indestructible. Probably the 1/1 if he's smart. No. Thank you for making the wrong move. Down. Actually, no, keep going. Sorry. There. Disperse and disperse. So now he's going to be forced to play them again, which gives us a bit of good stalling. I mean, we're stalling, but that's about all we can do at this time. Hopefully we'll be able to drop something. That actually... that would be quite good. To awaken that, and I get a 3/3. Yeah, actually, let's... attack with all. So, unfortunately, that's a sorcery. I'd love to have that as a instant. I mean, at this rate, I might actually end up decking him, which would be quite good. We'll go Clutch of Currents. Let's send Liliana back to his hand, and we will turn a forest into a 3/3. The question is whether or not he ends up targeting my forest. So that's a 4/3 lifelink. Those are going to flip. Unfortunately, we'll give one of them indestructible, probably attack with that. I'll just have to block it. If I can get some more land out, pull out Breaker of Armies. No, he's going to sit tight. See, I'd love to play down the Breaker of Armies right now and be able to pull off, force him to block. What we'll have to do think we'll go Nissa. Pull out a forest. We can play a forest. Nissa flips. We will put Asher onto the field. I can play Explosive Vegetation, but I'm thinking it would be an idea to keep you back. Yeah, might be an idea. Be an idea to get more land out, really. So what do we got? We got, I think, yeah, this is, oh, well, first off, we've done some pretty good moves there. I think what we'll do is we'll swing with the intruders. That will force him to lose a couple of cards off the top of his library. I currently have 3, 6, 7 lands. So if I play Explosive Vegetation, actually, no, we're going to need to keep open. I've kind of realized why. So there's a fair bit of damage sitting there. Unfortunately, he's going to get his Liliana flipped. I can sort of see him getting Liliana flipped at the moment. I'm going to be able to knock out one of his creatures. Hopefully. He's giving us 4/3 indestructible. He's targeting Nissa. I mean, I could save Nissa. No, he's going straight for me. Okay, that's cool. Thank you for chucking Liliana there. So I will take 8 damage. Unfortunately. That, sir, is well played. However, let's see if I can get another land out. Nope. Yes, we've actually got another land out, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think. Head of the Hard Swarm would give me some more defense, but the Breaker of Armies would probably be the better option. That's actually probably going to be the better option. The reason being is that basically he sits there, and if he attacks with all, I can block a couple of those creatures, not care. Even if they'll put something with indestructible in the way. And then what I can do is if he attacks with those 1/1s, is basically I'll kill them off. In a way, I'm kind of in this position where I can just basically walk all over him. He'll be forced to block the Breaker of Armies each turn if I attack with it. Yeah, he'll be able to kill it, but I'll be able to knock off his entire army anyway. Be interesting what move he makes now, because I'm essentially going to end up with more and more big creatures on the field. I mean, I'm willing to sacrifice that land. I think he'll hope that I'm not going to sacrifice the land, but the thing is that's exactly what I'm willing to sacrifice. Alright, so this is where I predicted the mistake would be. So, here's the thing, is that I'm actually willing to... I don't think he's anticipated me being willing to sacrifice my land, and that's going to hurt him in the long run. So... yep, we'll play. It's a shame, I'd love to... Okay, he's left. The thing is, he could actually might be able to turn that around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we'll play... I think we'll swing with Breaker of Armies, forcing him to block. Yep. Then I've got... Actually, I probably could have attacked with both. Actually had a... Oh no, I'll use that to gain thing. Oh, probably should have put Aisha out. Well, next turn we get the Desolation Twin. We'll play it of the Horrid Swarm. So yeah, now I'm just in a position where basically an all-out assault is all that is needed. Creature's the same name. Okay, I lose my Breaker of Armies. Not that I'm going to complain. I mean, I get the Desolation Twin, which is equally as devastating. We'll play Desolation Twin. I think we might as well get that out now. How many creatures does he need to sacrifice? 5. Okay. And Breaker of Armies would have been great to keep that under control. We will attack with these, whittling his deck down a bit further. I think we'll try and get Aisha out next turn. Would be the way to go. Oh, actually we can play Aisha out. Let's get Aisha out now. That gives me another big creature on the field. That allows me to sort of attack or block with as I need to. Try and make this thing bigger, which isn't that great a concern for me. The other is that I can just start swinging with the Desolation Twins. probably won't do anything. It gets a creature. He'll probably flip that over for a... Oop, okay. Who are you gonna target? One of the twins. It's killing the twins. That's not cool. You don't touch the twins. We got Aisha out, so let's activate. Okay. I was going to play Explosive Vegetation, but I think what we'll do is play... Actually, I can do both. We'll play the rune. First off, actually, what we'll do is we will attack with those. Probably... Is he going to try and fully block the Desolation Twin? Please do. Please wipe your board. I just realised he can probably kill the Desolation Twin, but... no, that's good. That keeps that from flipping over. And we're just going to keep chipping away at his life total anyway, so... Whatever. We'll play the Rune Processor, so it allows me to be a little bit more aggressive. You can have lands. And then... Screw it, let's get the lands out of my library. Let's get the forests items out of my library. If I get rid of all the lands out of my library, it means I'm going to be drawing spells, so... We've got some nice big creatures sitting there, making it hard for him to attack a block. You have 5 creatures. You can get me. Yep. Hello. So he has a 9/7 on the field. And oh no. Ha! Oh jeez, that was actually well played. I didn't realise they had a haste. I thought it would take a turn. Okay, that was a mistake on my part. Yeah, that was silly on my part. I should have realised that had haste. Yeah, okay, we'll have another game. We're kind of pretty... Yeah, we'll have one more game of this. Alright, I think we'll make this the last game in today's episode. I've had some pretty long games, so hopefully this will be a winner. This, at the moment, all I can say is this is actually, if we get a nice balance of land and controlled spells, this actually goes up relatively quickly and holds its own, but nope. Take a gamble. Oh, I think it's a fellow ramp deck. Oh, is it? Possibly. So, ramp decks are quite good at the moment. I think with the Zendikar block, with all the landfall and stuff, it actually works out quite well. That's unfortunately going to flip. And once again, it looks like I'm monoscrewed. This is actually rather interesting that this gets unscrewed so easily, considering I've got, like, quite a lot of mana ramp, which, I don't know, maybe it's the game having a good jab at me, which is unfortunate. Yeah, whatever, I have to take 3 damage. Okay, I have to take 4 damage. That's an enchantment, isn't it? There we go, that's what I'm wanting. This is Pilgrimage. Let's get that going. Pull forests out. Get a explosive vegetation off next turn. Taking quite a bit of early game damage, which is probably going to backfire on me later. So he's green red, he'll be a werewolf deck. Jesus. Yeah, that's. Ooh. Now I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to turn this one around. Can I? Oh, jeez. Jeez, that really sped out of control. As you control. And one advantage could be is to bounce that. That would stop that from being able to attack next turn. This is. Ah, geez, no, he'll play it anyway. That was a mistake. No, he'll play it now. Because then that'll be able to attack. It's a short, sweet game. No, that was a mistake on my part. Yeah, if I had one more another island, I could have stopped that. Jeez. Yeah. I know what I probably should have done. I should have really just let him get the draw. Yeah. Yep. It's a loss, unfortunately. No, I mean, if I get the right balance of cards, this step is okay. It's got some reasonable control. It's just had, yeah, been a bit unfortunate in that we haven't had too many good wins. It's okay. I'm not going to complain too much about it. It was an interesting idea. Definitely, I think maybe some of the bigger Eldrazi cards like Ulamog, Kozak, and Emrakul would have been quite good in the deck, but unfortunately I don't have those cards. Anyway, like, dislike, subscribe, whatever. Thanks for watching. Catch you all later.